What are you suggesting? Well, I just think some people might say that your Instagram-loving wife actually doesn't want her privacy.
Ginger Royal meets fit American actress. She then discovers that everything is so unfair.
Cameraman, come over here and try some fried chicken. Try the fried chicken. Try the fried chicken. We need to make it look like I actually care about my camera crew. Come get some fried chicken. Act like you're having fun. Act like you're having fun.
He then discovers that racism is actually a bad thing.
What happened to your ring?
I gave it to the working people.
We're the working people.
And then they complain about everything.
I'm sorry, I'm just really stressed. We're completely out of money.
Maybe it's time we dip into your fortune from Suits.
There is no fortune from Suits.
They were complaining that to pay for their own security. They were not happy about that. Yeah, they were very worried about their safety, which I get that aspect of things. After 6 episodes, I wanted to attack them.
Oh, honey, grab your tea and maybe a $30 0 cents jar of emotionally empowered jam. Because when I tell you the internet lost its collective mind over this leak, I mean lost it. It was barely sunrise in Burbank when bam, the whole cold open of Royal Pain hit the internet like a digital earthquake. And no, not just a frame or title teaser, we're talking full-on, minute-long, punch-you-in-the-face satire.
This is huge.
I was living in the middle of nowhere in Toronto, Canada, and I didn't even really know the word royal. I mean, besides Lord Song, I love that song. It's an amazing pop rock ballad.
Word on the street is that a junior editor overseas, someone clearly fed up or just messy, sent out early storyboards to a friend. That friend immediately posted them on a locked Discord server. But girl, you know nothing stays locked for long. By the time LA had even finished their oat milk lattes, everyone was watching the first minute of the Simpsons new episode. And let me just say, it was so much worse than Meghan ever imagined.
Dumb ginger. You leave your title because you don't like your 94-year-old grandma? That's the definition of something you wait out.
Harry says, how do you explain to someone who you've just started dating that they have to curtsy to your own grandmother?
How do you explain that you bow to your grandmother and that you will need to curtsy? Especially to an American. Like, that's weird.
And I'm thinking, maybe just tell her that your grandmother is the
Picture this, a commercial inside a fictional lifestyle boutique called the Duchess Drop. Outside, calm, serene, a whole Pinterest board. Inside, absolute chaos. Meghan? Well, a pink cashmere draped cartoon version of her is screaming at a customer for squeezing a raspberry jam jar. Not because it spilled, oh no, but because, get this, these aren't condiments, they're trauma-preserving narratives.
You really need to stop thinking in terms of palaces. We have to get jobs. I have to start auditioning again.
Oh yes, you were on the very famous show Suits. More popular in the States than even Friends.
I'm screaming. Meanwhile, there's a robot butler misting rose into the air like it's Chanel No. 5. A fake news ticker at the bottom flashes headlines like Jamageddon rocks Montecito and Royal Goose sparks public outcry. Oh, and in case you missed it, sales dropped faster than Diana tribute wine cork can't breathe.
Hey, would you mind looking after Archie? I have an audition.
Is it for Martin Scorsese?
It's for Last Man Standing, but my agent said it could be recurring.
I'm sure it's wonderful, darling. It only sounds shitty.
Yeah.
As soon as it dropped, social media didn't just react, they erupted. TikTokers were out here reenacting the scene, tiaras and all. Meme accounts stitched it with Oprah interview clips, and Reddit, even the royal free corners lit up like Christmas. Captions like, hand-harvested pain now available in 12 flavors. It was less haha funny and more oh damn. Why? Because it wasn't just parody, it was surgical. The exact pink color from Meghan's branding, nailed. Zoom into the jam label, ethically sealed with self-reflection. The background music, a harp version of London Bridge. Are you kidding me? Fans of The Simpsons called it the smartest the show's been in years. One even tweeted, we're back, baby. But Team Meghan, panic, full-on meltdown.
Hi, Kate, it's Meghan. I was just wondering if you've heard from Harry. Meghan Markle, your sister-in-law. Oh, never mind, he's here.
Wonderful, darling.
Who was that?
Meghan. Some tosser gave her our number. Oh, shit.
Apparently, the moment Meghan's team saw that leak, there was an emergency Zoom meeting. Lawyers, publicists, brand people. It was DEFCON 1. Not because they didn't know the episode was coming, but because, oh girl, the leak wasn't vague. It was surgical. Every single frame was a takedown of everything she spent years trying to build. And just when you thought it couldn't be worse, That final cold open beat. The cartoon Duchess stares straight into the camera, clutching those ridiculous jam jars, and whispers, "At least South Park didn't bring props." And cut to title, Royal Pain. That was the first minute. And insiders are whispering that what comes next might be unairable.
Serena, so nice to see you again.
We've never met.
Oh, why do I feel like I know you?
Well, I've been on TV for 50 years, so maybe it's...
So what did Disney do once the leak blew up? Delay it? Apologize? Issue a "we value our partner" statement? Please. They did the opposite. Executives were like, this leak? Oh baby, it's promo gold. They scrapped the fall air date and started whispering about bumping it up to September. Emmy voting season, y'all. And yes, that's also the anniversary of Princess Diana's death. Coincidence? A Disney exec reportedly quipped, "We couldn't buy this kind of heat." Another one joked Meghan's legal threats were basically a free marketing campaign. And it gets wilder. Suddenly, media outlets, late-night hosts, and PR partners were being looped into a hush-hush rollout. Disney wasn't just airing the episode, they were making it a moment. Internally, they were framing it as timeless satire meets modern royalty. But behind closed doors, one insider summed it up perfectly. "We just landed our Super Bowl spot and it cost us nothing."
Yes, that's right, friend. You see, my wife and I are totally like, you should write a book because your family like stupid, and then so are like journalists.
By the end of the week, Disney had gone full promo beast mode. Quiet calls to press, teaser trailers in the works, and rumors of Lisa Simpson in a tiara holding a jam-stained cease and desist letter? Iconic! There's even talk about submitting this episode for award consideration. And while Disney was thriving in chaos, Meghan's team, Spiral City. Her lawyers formally reached out to Disney's legal department begging to see the final cut. Disney's reply? Cordial, cold. Basically, we've reviewed it, it's protected speech. We're not changing a damn thing. And Meghan? Livid. Not only was she getting dragged, but so were Diana, her podcast, and Prince Harry. This wasn't satire, this was war. Insiders say Meghan's response was immediate. Go nuclear. Even though some of her advisors were like, maybe don't? She overruled them. She saw the episode as a direct attack on her brand, her identity, and refused to let it slide. So the cease and desist letter went out, naming 3 segments: the Jam Store meltdown, the fake podcast scene, Me Gone FM, I Can, and the infomercial where the cartoon Duchess says, "Our wine is aged in the barrels of your assumptions." Honestly, that last one alone would have sent me into orbit. But here's the gag. They never use her name, not once. And under US parody laws, that makes it airtight. Lawyers had gone over every frame, twice. Disney knew she'd react. They were ready. And when Twitter got wind of the cease and desist, the memes went feral. One genius posted a fake legal letter from the House of Jam addressed to Queen Lisa I of Springfield. Caption, "You are hereby ordered to cease all Legendary. Even Meghan supporters started squirming. The narrative was shifting. Suddenly, she wasn't the empowered Duchess anymore. She was looking thin-skinned, out of touch. Meanwhile, Disney? Silent. Not a peep, because that silence, louder than any statement. They were busy planning premiere night, and reportedly, they're airing the episode uncut. So once the full leaked script hit the internet, fans and critics alike were left picking their jaws off the floor. This wasn't just some throwaway roast. This was layered, brutal, and ridiculously specific. Frame by frame, it was like the writers had binge listened to Meghan's entire podcast series, scrolled her Pinterest board, and studied every press release she ever approved. We're talking satire on steroids. According to leaks, the episode is framed as a faux documentary called Royal Pain, narrated in full dramatic flair by Kent Brockman. Lisa Simpson steps in as the truth-hunting sleuth, investigating how a certain unnamed duchess has turned Springfield's farmers market into a full-blown lifestyle cult. I mean, brand. The cartoon Duchess, introduced via a TED Talk parody, adjusting a tiara made of rose bottle caps, dramatically proclaiming, "I was silenced, so I spoke louder into a microphone with ad revenue." And yes, that one reportedly made the animators pause production from laughing so hard. I'm crying. But it gets even worse. She launches a jelly brand called Marmalux. Tagline, "A jelly that reclaims your narrative one overpriced spoonful at a time." She explains the recipe is rooted in ancestral pain and organic pectin, whatever that means. And when Marge Simpson asks, "Is there any actual fruit in it?" the Duchess deadpans, "Fruit is a construct. Help." Then there's a scene where Springfield locals have all been hit with cease and desist letters for mocking the Duchess's branding. Grandpa Simpson mutters, "I said her jam tasted like the Queen's bathwater, and now I can't leave." The comic book guy sued for selling parody labels like As Ever So Sticky. Oh, but here comes the real gut punch. A press launch scene features the Duchess introducing her wine line when, oops, a malfunctioning hologram of Princess D, yes, a Diana parody, appears and cries into the wine glasses. The Duchess shouts, "It's a tribute," as the crowd gasps. That joke? It reportedly sparked internal debate at Disney, but they left it in. Even Bart got in on it. The chalkboard gag? I will not trademark trauma. This isn't parody. This is narrative warfare. Every detail is surgical, from the color palettes of Meghan's branding to the fake product names to the exact cadence of her podcast tone. It's not generic, it's her, through a very yellow, very unforgiving lens. And just when you thought it couldn't get any harsher, enter Prince Harry. Oh girl, they didn't just shade him, they torched him. He's introduced in a nature documentary spoof titled The Lost Prince of Montecito, barefoot in the hills, wearing noise-canceling headphones, clutching a framed photo of the Queen. Lisa narrates, once a royal, now rarely seen in the wild, except during podcast sponsorship reads. I cannot. Then it cuts to him trying to start a bonfire using shredded pages of a memoir titled Bear, a play on spare, obviously. When the fire doesn't start, he mumbles they said it would spark something. Even the staff reportedly stopped working to laugh. Later, he's tangled in wires in the garage, trying to record an episode of Uncorked and Unheard, yelling at Siri, "This is my truth, damn it," before slipping on Rose and crashing into a pile of their own merchandise. The message is crystal clear. Harry isn't the rogue prince anymore. He's the mascot of the brand, trapped in it, drowning in it. One gag shows a delivery box labeled Property of Spare Parts Inc. And in tiny print, return to sender if dignity found. That's savage. Some fans love that they went after both of them finally, not just putting the entire load on Meghan. Others thought Harry's portrayal was excessive, especially given his mental health history and military background. But the writers didn't care. One anonymous staffer was quoted saying, "If we can't poke at Harry in a hot air balloon sobbing about sunscreen branding, what's the point?" And according to leaks, Harry knows. He's seen it, and insiders say he's tried to de-escalate behind the scenes but got nowhere. Because in this version of the fairy tale, there's no prince in shining armor, just a guy face planting into a pile of overpriced jam. So, after all this chaos, Meghan's team finally kicked into gear, but it wasn't the clapback everyone expected. No dramatic post, no glossy interview, not even a dimly lit podcast redemption arc. Nope, they tried to pivot, like hard. Within days of the leaks and the memes blowing up on every app imaginable, Meghan's PR machine rebooted with a women's health charity initiative. No mention of The Simpsons, no jam, no parody, just a beautifully timed, suspiciously clean press release about empowerment and wellness. Girl, please. Nobody bought it. Internally, they've even greenlit more celebrity satire moving forward. One production assistant said anonymously, "The gloves are off. It's open season now." And Meghan, she stuck. No podcast monologue, no glossy redemption photo shoot, no Oprah round 2, just silence. And silence doesn't read like strategy anymore. It reads like surrender. Because here's the cruel truth. Once The Simpsons draws you in yellow ink, you never quite wash it off. The damage isn't just a PR bruise, it's a reframing. Meghan's not being criticized anymore, she's being redefined. Not as a misunderstood duchess, not as a savvy entrepreneur, but as the poster child for celebrity overreach, overbranded, overpackaged, oversaturated, and now overexposed. And in Hollywood, once you're seen as culturally unserious, you're done. 2 rumored projects have already gone cold. A Netflix-adjacent docuseries, now on hold. A major streaming platform passed on her team's pitch, called it to reputation depression. Translation, the audience doesn't buy the brand, so they won't buy the story. And through it all, Meghan remains quiet. No post, no quote, no "this too shall pass" monologue. For someone who once said she'd use her voice for the voiceless, the silence now feels louder than ever. So what now? Does Meghan go full anti-celebrity and become the silent philanthropist? Does she reclaim the mic and go head-to-head with the world's longest-running cartoon? Or has the narrative finally escaped her grasp? Because after royal pain, after the jam gags, the wine cork tiaras, the Whole Foods crash, and Bart Simpson's chalkboard prophecy, it's clear Meghan's public image hasn't just been bruised, it's been rebranded. Not by a palace, not by a tabloid, but by a cartoon. And that yellow ink, it never fades. Drop your thoughts below. Did The Simpsons go too far? Or did they just say what everyone was already thinking? Like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because rumor has it, this saga's not over yet.